Welcome back. 38 Aussie cricketers and support staff are being pulled out of India by Cricket Australia as the country's COVID crisis continues to worsen. But 9,000 other Australians, including 900 deemed vulnerable, remain left behind.
Emily McBurney is an Aussie in India, and she joins us now alongside Dr Faraz Khan, who is an emergency doctor working in one of India's COVID hospitals. It's really good to talk to you two again. Thank you so much for your time. Emily, how have you reacted to that decision?
Well, I was furious. For one, we don't jump ship. That's not the Aussie way. We pitch in and we help. I think that Cricket Australia is left behind. All those other 8,000 Australians who are stranded here, we're all in a war zone here, and it's just not the Anzac way. I mean, Indians supported us in Gallipoli, 15,000 of them, and all of a sudden these guys are going off to the Maldives, and they're already in luxury in Lila Palace, where they're swimming and dining and in $1,500 a room nights, and we're all in a fire, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be a tough pill to swallow, that one. I get it. But, I mean, Cricket Australia is acting in the best interest of their organisation, protecting their players. Are they not within their rights to do that?
I thought it was interesting yesterday, was it Michael Slater, one of the cricketers, said, we work for the government. This is a government mission. Well, I was on a government mission here. A lot of the people working here are all working in trade and other executive roles. What's the difference? We're still Australian citizens. We still have the same passport and we're still one.
Well, the difference is you're punching in and criticising from the heart of this crisis, and he's doing it from the Maldives. Anyway, Dr Khan, the situation in India seems to be getting from going from bad to worse. Can you give all of our viewers this morning an update on what it's like day to day now?
So day to day, the cases are according to the test reports of people, the cases are decreasing now. Less number of people are testing positive, but the figures are really high. The recovery rate is improving day by day, as well as the vaccination rollout is also on a good pace now. So it's a long way, but yes, it's improving day by day. We are trying our best to do that.
I mean, that is very good to hear that, because we just had the High Commissioner on Barry O'Farrell, Australia's High Commissioner to India, saying that you've just set 2 new records overnight for the most number of cases at 412,000 new cases. Jeez. And nearly 4,000 deaths. I mean, when we hear that, I mean, you're saying the situation on the ground looks like it's getting better, but it's still very harrowing.
Yeah. Mathematically, it can differ. It can decrease or increase by a little bit daily, but it's improving, and we are trying our best to do that.
I mean, yesterday was actually almost 14,000, so it was a record yesterday, and the sirens are not stopping here, the smoke's not stopping, and supplies are getting really hard to get now. I'm really noticing that this week. It's very, very challenging.
Look, our hearts ache for you. Emily, the government have committed to 2 repatriation flights out of India every week after May 15. That's probably the least they're going to do at this point. Is that enough, and will you take up that opportunity, or are you going to stick it out there?
I don't think I can go now. I'm working for 3 NGOs. I'm working to get oxygen concentrators. They're actually more important than cylinders. They're all stuck at the airport right now. People are seeing all of this oxygen get on aircraft, but it's actually sitting in planes right now. And well, there's a lot of reasons behind that I won't go into, but it's very frustrating because we're sending aid. The US is sending aid, Canada's sending aid, and it's just sitting in airplanes. There's photographs of it sitting in airplanes right now. So it's really frustrating because I'm trying my best. I'm working with brokers in Jordan, in Israel. I'm working with an entrepreneur billionaire in Dubai. People want to send in supplies, but we have no oxygen here, and it's incredibly frustrating. And honestly, I think it would be in really poor taste to not make sure these people have oxygen and they're supported, and then just get on a flight and go back to Australia.
I cannot believe what you're saying there, Emily, is that you have people dying because they can't get access to oxygen. You have all these supplies just sitting at the airport and it's not getting to the people who need it.
Apparently they're trapped in customs, and there was a court order in the Delhi court 2 days ago to get it released, but that hasn't happened. So meanwhile, we've been a week, almost coming up to 10 days actually of no proper oxygen in any city. And they're coming to Delhi because then they can be filtered to the cities and the towns that are now suffering. So rural areas, we saw that Everest is completely infected base camp right now. It's spread to Bhutan, it's spreading to Thailand. And it's so frustrating being from a point of, I know where those canisters are. I know where those cylinders are. I know where those generators are. They're sitting on aircraft right now. People are financing it. Your money is financing it, and we haven't seen any of it.
Okay, obviously there's some dramas there politically, trying to get things through, which only adds and exacerbates what is already a monumental issue and monumental problem. Thank you for articulating that for us, Emily, and also, Doctor, thank you for your time. We'll touch base with you in the coming days. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.